Okay, I think I figured out what I want to discuss on this for my sports channel for today. I'm going to talk about a documentary that I saw, I think, 2 years ago called Broke, and it talks about all the pro athletes who have ended up going broke. Now, this topic was never brought to light until now, and a couple of years ago, maybe, where pro athletes ended up playing sports and they end up going broke in the process. Of course, I mean, it's just like anything else, like going to your job and making a whole lot of money, and they go broke due to their bad decisions regarding spending habits and going into businesses that wouldn't make any money. Now, I saw something about Andre Rison, the former wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, and some other teams as well. And he invested all his money in a recording record company, which went belly up. And I see not just him, but a whole lot of athletes investing their money in businesses that never will never break a profit or bring a profit or even have a tendency to go belly up. You see, most pro athletes, all they're known for is playing sports. They don't have any real acknowledgement in business or even marketing or even economics because most of them are so wrapped up in playing their sport and making a whole lot of money out of it. And they use the money to buy expensive cars and to buy houses, never knowing that, never really thinking about the fact that the cars they bought, they can lose value once they drive it off the lot. And of course, houses, they lose value too. Yet, you see all these pro basketball players and pro football players spending all their assets in buying mansions and buying expensive cars, not just for themselves, but for their families too. Like, what sort of monetary value can you get in a house? Not much money, unless it's a commercial building. But most residential houses are residential. And I watched this documentary, and most pro athletes are not as rich as you think because they have the same problems as ordinary people do when it comes to money. I mean, think about this. You have the average NFL or NBA player or maybe Major League Baseball player signing $1 million or $10 million contracts. Okay, first you get the 10 million, and then like any ordinary worker who makes a paycheck at a company, all the deductions come along with it. I mean, they got to pay their bills, they got to pay for the mortgage, then you got to maybe pay support the wife, or if they're divorced, pay alimony and child support, and then you got to pay taxes. Of course, with NHL players, they got to pay both taxes. They got to pay the IRS and they got to pay CRA, the Canadian Revenue Agency. That's Canada's tax governance body. Because maybe in a sense they're Canadians, but most of them live in the U.S. So they got to answer to Uncle Sam and his fellas, the IRS. But if they were to live in Canada, they have to answer to Uncle Canuck and his connections. Yeah, Uncle Sam and Uncle Canuck. You gotta think of them as your business partners if you live in either Canada or the United States. And yeah. Anyways, I watched this documentary and it really opened my eyes as to what the type of stresses that most pro athletes go through when it comes to their finances. It's not all peaches and cream, let me tell you, because they go broke just as much as any ordinary person who has a job and works to make a lot of money. And yeah, they just make a lot of bad decisions when it comes to finances, and not just with women. It's with business ventures that don't really stand up. Yeah, I think that if any student athlete who's going to be a pro player, whether it's through the NBA, the NFL, the Major League Baseball, or National Soccer League, or National Hockey League (NHL), I think they need a solid education on how the world of money works. In other words, take some classes in business or economics if they're majoring in something. But most times, most of these college student athletes, they never take solid hardcore courses like that. Oftentimes they take Mickey Mouse courses in order to get passing grades so they can play their sport. And that's pretty sad, because with a solid education, financial education on money, they would have the background to learn about how the world of money works, and basically just make smarter decisions on how to handle their finances. Of course, most of them hire their accountants, but you can only rely on accountants and sport agents and basically financial planners for so long that they may end up screwing the athletes and taking their money. So got to take charge. They have to take charge of their finances in a way. Like Jamal Mashburn, he took charge of his money, and now he's running successful businesses. He started after he ended his career with the Dallas Mavericks and some other NBA teams. So that's a lesson in itself in following his example. Well, anyways, if you get a chance, watch Broke the documentary, which was televised on ESPN. I know I'll watch it again for sure. Adios.